I know that Tesla applies innovation, disruption. That's their brand, that they do it with everything. What are the kinds of things with an apprenticeship program, an internship program that you think that you did differently at Tesla, you're doing differently now, that is breaking that norm and taking it to another level?
Yeah, I think the thing we did a really good job at was taking inventory of what's already out there. And it's like taking out, we pounded the pavements, went to all these different trade schools, community colleges. We're on campuses at a lot of universities and whatnot. And you're seeing how are you training the future talent? And then it's also, there's a little bit of social anthropology. It's like, why is this population here? So understanding the nuances, especially when it comes to communities of concern, that's where you're seeing a lot of these populations coming out of because they don't have access to some of these things or they don't know any other way. And so they see, okay, I'll go to a community college and maybe I'll work on cars, or they don't realize, hey, this could lead to a whole nother world. So I think first and foremost was taking stock, like what's out there. And then it was like, what's it putting out? It's not putting out the product that we need. So it's like almost approaching it like building a product itself. It was like it's nothing to these schools' fault because they're handcuffed by the bureaucracies that they abide by. And so we took this approach where it's like, what if we took over that training? What if we were the ones who managed that? I'm not held to some sort of curriculum board or whatnot. And then that ended into finding like the happy medium where it's like, hey, school, if you hosted us, help us build a curriculum and then we'll train it. So it really was putting skin in the game. It was like saying, hey, we want to be shepherds in our community. We want to take advantage. Here we've got this population. We're going to help you train these folks in the meantime, but at the benefit is for us. Like selfishly, it's for us. There's that those terms like skills bridge, skills gap, and bridge gap, and whatever you technical gaps that you might see from school to the workforce. We were really literally plugging ourselves in there and saying, all right, we're going to take your best students. We're going to take folks from who are already out there in the industry, folks from the military who we feel have the foundational skills, and we're going to train them on our ways with our training, with our technology. All of our instructors were employees of the company. And so it really allowed us to control that story all along the way. And it produced a really awesome product within 12 to 16 weeks that we got to distribute out into the world at various service centers that had big needs and or had the ability to continue training these folks, because that's another mistake I think a lot of companies do make is, hey, we train them, they're ready. It's like training is not just the one, it's a journey. It continues. And so making sure that we had service centers that were bought in and managers that were like, hey, I'm going to keep an eye on this person. And because the trajectory was so high, again, taking inventory, figuring out what the gap was, filling that gap, and then executing on it.